It's Nolan.
Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
Now take a good look at the channel. New black soprano, grand like a piano, equipped with plenty of ammo. Couple years ago was educating on the panels. Nigga flying out the damn game and hoes like it's Namco. Pity the fool, these niggas obtuse. I push threads off top like my name was Abdul. Had shouted screaming at me like she bumping Ja Rule. I bust down on the road, let fuck a ride to school. I make content, but y'all content with the bullshit. Y'all watch shit that ain't hitting you with no sources. Coming at the dirty bitch was playing in them sewages. My steward, it just came and gave me a plate full of swordfish. Full-fledged rapper, preacher, trooper to the pulpit. Genuine spirit, I been dancing with that broomstick. Mood switch, my rain. Crew switch, new team, I flow high, butane. I float like Luke Kang. Bicycle kick in my city, my niggas know me well. All I want is my liberty like that broken bell. I broke the shell, they sold for sale. My heart cold like polar bear. Solar flare, my opponent. Opposition push up dirt. I'm from a town where we always heard guns go burst. I had dreams of the ride, got my button up shirt, my pink polo. My homie used to smoke on purpose, no emotions, only motion. I'ma be coasting. Street sign, nigga posted. Fuck all the boasting. Me time, don't approach them. Get you some coaching before you get your ass roasted. Nigga, it's Nolan.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there today, Monday evening. Okay, in this video, we're going to be getting into Reason. And of course, Reason's been going viral for the last couple of days because he came out and did an interview with Bootleg Kev, in which he talked about the split with TDE, where his career is currently, the workflow that he's, using for his benefit, or we'll see how things go, because he's releasing music independently by himself, no longer on TDE. He's got a distribution deal with some other company. But while they were having their conversation, he did revisit some of the turmoil that took place prior to him leaving. If y'all can remember, back in 2023, he had an explosive interview on Back on Fig in which he was clearly visibly at odds with the folks over there at TDE. He was talking about, being frustrated and kind of going through the process of having music, not being allowed to drop. The guys over there wanting the artists to continually refine their craft and refine and come back with, better music or what they feel could be better. Whatever the case was, he was unhappy. He felt like, his career could have possibly been bigger had he had less of a leash on him. And while he was having that conversation, Musa from TDE called into the show and literally berated him live on air. This was a live stream that ended up happening in front of, I think the video has over 100,000 views at this point. Things were never the same ever since that happened. We're actually going to play some of that conversation just as a refresher course, because during the interview with Bootleg Kev, he also talked about, the tactics in which he felt he had to employ in order to be officially let go from the TDE label, right? Because although there was some sort of frustration and turmoil within the camp, and they weren't necessarily seeing eye to eye, he wasn't getting any headway on leaving, which clearly they understood that he wasn't happy there, but it seemed like they were dragging their feet. So then he decided that he was going to start, kind of going against the machine. So last year during the battle with Drake and Kendrick, which was, we're still talking about that battle today, the results of that battle and what each artist is doing in their respective careers. Reason came out and was like, yo, while they was going back and forth doing the beef and dropping records, he understood the task that if I really want to get out of here, I might have to start siding with Drake a little bit, giving Drake some props, make it look a little bit crazy from the outside looking in, especially because there were fans that definitely was on his head about that. And then that ended up being the last straw in which TDE allowed him to, walk off. We're going to play footage of both of those situations. I'm going to go ahead and play the segment from the Bootleg Kev interview where he gets into it and talks about it himself. And then we're going to get into the contentious conversation that happened between himself and Musa, just to give a little bit of extra context, because I know some people look at Reason like a traitor. Some people feel like Reason is disloyal, or any variety of those connotations that you could put into words. But I also think as an artist, as somebody that's out here trying to make a name for themselves, trying to make a way for themselves, and if they feel restricted or boxed in, you never know what you might find yourself doing in order to try to preserve your creativity and your career if you feel like it's being mishandled. So I see both sides of it. I don't know if I would particularly go to the lengths that he did, but I did not sit in his seat. I was not in his position, so I can't say what I would have done in that position, right? I can only pontificate about what I think. But let's go ahead and get to the footage.
Are you already kind of like honed in on your album, like in terms of like, is it like kind of coming together? Is it already done?
Yeah. So it's funny. Like, I know everybody's calling this one album, but this is really a mixtape. And I mean, like, not like everybody says, "Oh, I'm dropping a mixtape,"
Right.
and then it's like an album. Like, when you hear it, it's like a mixtape. You can hear you hear me talking to the fans. It's really a thank you to the fans, and it's probably something I'm gonna do continuously between albums. So it's really kind of like a life update. Kind of like Lil Wayne did with the dedications, where he was stopping, just talking, it's like that. But album wise, I'm probably like 60% done. I'm kind of like in feature mode, trying to figure out what features I want. Figuring out like, okay, what do we want the singles to be? I already have a concept. And so, I'm probably like 60, 65% done, but that won't come out that'll be the last project this year. So that'll be like my first independent like solo album, you know what I mean, since the split and stuff like
big,
that.
man.
Yeah.
How have the fans been? Because there are a certain amount of fans who are kind of just like cult members with TDE.
For sure.
Which you benefit from, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Right away. Mm-hmm. But then I'm sure there's also a portion of those fans who might back up off you once you leave the label. Is that something, or have the fans been pretty solid?
Honestly, the fans have been like consistent all the way throughout. Like the fans that didn't, because there's a wide number of TDE fans.
Of course.
And then there's TDE fans that they don't like any artist besides the big four, you know what I'm saying? And then there's artists that, fans that they only like Isaiah Rashad or whatever. So the fans that didn't like me before, they were consistent and they still don't like me. Because when you sign with TDE, there's going to be TDE fans that don't fuck with you. It's just how it works. But the fans have been the only fans I really lost were fans that I shot myself in the foot in, but I had to do that to get out of the label deal. When the Dot and Drake beef started, I felt like Top and them were kind of like dragging their feet a little bit. I don't think purposely, I just think they had a lot of shit going on. And I knew that if I kind of like sparked a fire a little bit, that they'd be like, we got to separate from this. So I kind of like started tweeting shit on the side of Drake purposely, because I saw how. So there's fans that hate me for that, and
what
rightfully
was the main tweet that fans hated you for?
They hated me when
I do remember you saying shit. I was just like,
you're just like, this is crazy. But
one thing I will say about Bootleg Kev that I don't like is he will literally ask you a question and then jump in right as you finna answer that shit. That's one thing I don't like about Nori too. You know what I'm saying? On Drink Champs. Like, what you gonna ask a nigga a question for? And then right when they fix their mouth to get to it, you jump in and derail it from the very question you just asked. Like, slow down. Clearly y'all had at least an hour to get through this conversation. Why you rushing? Shit, man.
I was purposely doing it. So I was talking to my boy LT, and he was like, bro, you got to turn it up if you want to get out of here in this year. Like, this is going to drag. Like, I know how, because he's a lawyer. He does contracts.
Right.
He's like, I know how this shit works, bro. This should have taken 2.5 years
right.
unless you turn it up. So I tweeted, it was right after Push-Ups drop. I tweeted, like, y'all hating this beat switch up is fire. And then I, like, let it sit for, like, 10 minutes and deleted it. It went crazy, and then, you know what I mean? And I still had the Reason TDE, so it looked like insane.
Right.
It looked like super crazy. So I tweeted that, and then I also, I had a Rap Radar that I did. I mean, not a Rap Radar, the Green Room. Why am I?
On the Radar.
On the Radar, yeah. I had On the Radar that I did over a Drake beat, but this was before the beef even started.
Oh, wow.
And so they hit me. They're like, yo, we was about to drop it, but we don't want to, damage your situation. Should we hold it?
Run that shit.
Run it. Run it. Let's do it. Like, run it. And so that had like 5 million views on Twitter, and it was like mixed reviews. Like some people like, this nigga gas and this shit fire, don't matter. And then other people like, why the fuck he rapping up? Because, you know, fans think you recorded it today. You know what I mean? So if it drops today, you recorded it today. And so we did that, and then that went viral and kind of ran it. So I just knew it was sensitive times, and I knew business-wise it would make the most sense for them to separate from me at that point. You know what I mean? And that shit worked. Like a month later, I was gone.
Expeditiously.
It was fast. It was fast. It was like a month later, it was like, yo, it's done. So paperwork was in my email.
All right. So that's Reason's explanation as to why he kind of was giving Drake moments of praise and giving him his, which honestly, of course, it's going to look terrible when you're signed to the label and this man is out here dissing Kendrick. He's dissing the label. He's throwing shots at the label, talking about they're extorting Kendrick. And we're talking about push-ups with that. Then he came back and threw more shots at TDE, basically saying, continued that narrative on Family Matters, saying you're baby and Wayne like father like son, about the stealing the money and all of that different type of shit. Plus, he's out here disrespecting this man's wife, child, creating some Maury Povich type narrative that Whitney was sleeping with Dave Free and had a baby with him and pinned the child on Kendrick. So in the midst of all of that messiness going on, for you to be signed to the very label that, you know, Kendrick is no longer over there, but the brunt of his career, the majority of his career was spent there, and he still, you know, considers them family, it does look quite crazy. You know what I'm saying? You're basically sitting in the house that he built while giving credit to his competitor. But again, if you're in that position, y'all have already had a very public spat and things haven't gotten patched up, you're unhappy, you feel like your career is stagnant and nothing's going right, you know what I'm saying? The conversations have dissipated to where even if you have new music, they're not trying to hear it. What do? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a, what would you do if your son is at home, crying all alone on the bedroom floor because he's hungry, and the only way to feed him is to give praise to Drake for a little bit of money, and another lockdown, I ain't got a job now. So for you, this is just some rap shit, but for me, this is what I call life. You know what I mean? Like, if you're sitting in that position and your bills is coming, you know what I'm saying? Because bills don't stop just because you ain't got an album out. You trying to get some shit popping. You trying to get back on the road. You trying to figure out the future before shit get too ugly. Because, I mean, let's be honest, Reason is not no big time artist. He's not no marquee name. He's not a main character type nigga in the sphere of hip hop. I think he's talented. I think he can rap very fucking well. But he just never excelled to that measure, right? And he was just coming off a project with Porches that I actually enjoyed in 2023. But the very day that project dropped, he gets into it with his label execs, which tarnishes his ability to market himself, because how many artists have we ever seen in hip hop that on the very day their album drops, their A&R or the president of their label says, we never should have signed you. Dave Free said we should have never signed you. Nigga said that you look like a middle school teacher. You know what I'm saying? Then you go on to ask the host of the podcast in this man's face and say, can y'all please name me 5 of this nigga songs? Y'all don't know this nigga music like that. Nobody knows you. So why are you complaining? Yeah, as an artist, if you're sitting in that type of situation, I think it's pretty customary that you would do what you need to do to get out of there. I know some people are loyal to TDE. I know some people love TDE to the moon and back. And I fucking rock with TDE. You know what I'm saying? Musically, there are some open investigations going on about the practices of the label, and we're going to keep up with those things and see how that turns out. But at the same time, that's not Reason's responsibility to back them up if he feels like he's been publicly and openly humiliated and disrespected on a public platform, which tarnishes his image and his ability to make a living, because again, y'all not supporting me. The fans ain't gonna support me if y'all say y'all don't fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? And if I crash out, I can't, y'all not gonna support me. Nobody's gonna, you know what I'm saying? So he was in a lose-lose situation. I can't act like that's not real. But again, here's the flashback to the conversation, and y'all let me know. I'm sure some of y'all have watched it and going back to the shit because it was funny. I ain't gonna lie. At his expense, it was funny. But when you're sitting in that person's seat, that shit ain't funny at all. So just put yourself in his position in this conversation, and you know, let me know what lengths you would go to get your freedom and be your own person.
You know what I'm saying? We got my boy Moose calling in, man, from TDE, man. What's the deal, man? You online? What's the deal, man?
I'm cooling, man. What's the deal?
What's going on, man?
I'm calling in to go viral.
Yeah, let's go viral.
Let's pod.
Yeah, because
you know, hey, Mac, you know, like niggas don't even be getting on here talk. Normally, us nigga at TDE, we take the down for when niggas albums ain't coming out, and it's never us holding albums. If niggas want to drop records, niggas drop records. You know what I'm saying? But niggas never gonna jump on line and air shit out. But Big Reeds, you want to have a convo? Let's have a convo, man. Sound like you don't want to be here, damn near.
Nah, I never said that. I said I would never do it no other way. Let's go viral since you want to do it. Come on.
Hey, let me start by saying this though, right here. Hey, T-Real, can you name me 10 Reason songs right now? You from LA? You a LA native? Can you name me 10 Reason songs right now?
No.
Why is that?
I have no fucking.
Mac, hey, hold on. Mac, you from the team, Mac. Can you name me 10 Reason songs?
Of course.
Honestly. Name them.
No. What's a funny ass nigga? What's your
all I'm trying to say is, right?
This nigga Mac Wop is hilarious, by the way. If you ain't subscribed to Mac Wop TV, this ain't an endorsement of no shit, but that nigga is hilarious.
Even when niggas say niggas came in at weird times, hey, Dave, my nigga, Doc, my nigga, I love them niggas. Dave never wanted us to sign Reason. He called him a substitute teacher.
Get your shit off, Moose.
Dot always said that Reason had talent. But it's going to take more than just talent in this game right now. And everybody know that. If you talk about weird times, you got Rayvon. Rayvon got motion. Rayvon ain't got an album out, a project out yet. You got Doechii. She got motion. She ain't got an album out.
Niggas is trying to be funny. Wait, hey, Moose, you burnt out.
Let him cook.
Let him cook, bro. Let him cook, bro. Let him cook, bro. Let him cook.
Even when I hear niggas saying features and everything, keep in mind,
cook.
like, oh yeah, you could have got an ESTG feature, but what does that do for Reason? Like, what is that gonna do for Reason? Like, even when you say you can't get in contact with SZA and all that, like this, like you didn't have features from everybody, including Q.
Shout out to Q Up.
I'm just trying to understand it, man.
Shout out to Q Up. You want to have a conversation or you want to go viral? Which one you want to do? Which one you want to do? Let me know.
I'm just
Let me know. Let me know. You want to have a conversation or you want to go viral?
Just be consistent.
I'm being consistent. I'm being consistent. I'm being consistent. So I'm asking you want to have a conversation or you want to go viral? Which one you want to do?
I'm just trying to have a conversation.
Okay,
man.
bet. All right, bet. And conversation go two ways. It go questions asked, questions answered. That's what a conversation is. You got like you want to go viral. That's what it sounds like because the monologue is viral. The conversation is something that goes two ways. Which one you want to do?
I don't know, man. I'm just answering your question.
I didn't have no questions. I didn't ask you not one question. So I'm saying.
Answering your statements. I'm answering your statements. I'm just answering.
Okay, so tell me one thing. Tell me one thing I lied about.
About as far as what?
Tell me one thing I lied about because you felt a way about what I said. So tell me one thing I lied about.
I'm saying that you obviously
I'm saying you felt a way about what I said. So tell me one thing I lied about.
You sit in a room with
all right, cool. I didn't lie. Cool. I didn't lie.
You sit in the room with A-Mac who don't know your music, Rob. You sit in there with T-Real. I'm telling you that you can't blame nobody.
I didn't blame nobody, Moo. I didn't blame nobody.
Hey, T-Real, do it.
I did not blame nobody. I did not blame nobody.
Nigga blaming the label or no?
I said I haven't been consistent enough because I haven't been allowed to drop. That's a fact.
Hey, T-Real.
Tell me if I'm lying. Tell me if I'm lying. Just tell me if I'm lying, bro. I said I have not been consistent enough because I haven't been allowed to drop music. Tell me if I'm lying.
I don't think nobody has stopped you. You ain't never came into me.
Cool. That's all I want to know. I just want to know.
And nobody said no to you.
I just want to know.
You dropped the most music out of more than anybody in the last couple years.
I didn't never ask you to drop multiple EPs. I didn't play multiple EPs. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if we want to, are we going to have a conversation or we going to go viral? Because we can have a real conversation, Moo. Like, everything I've said so far, wait, hold on. Everything I've said so far has been,
I don't
y'all being, exactly. All love.
I'm not, when I say I don't want to argue, you're not proving that. I'm just not the nigga that do it public.
You are. You called. You just called.
Nobody.
You just called.
I'm addressing what you said.
You just called. I said stop me when I'm lying.
Let this speaker.
I said stop me when I'm lying.
To you right now. You get an interview by T-Real right now.
I said stop me when I'm lying.
5 of your songs.
I said stop me when I'm lying.
The nigga cannot name 10 of your songs, 5 of your songs. You probably can't even name 3 of them.
Bet.
But let that speak in volumes to you,
You
bro.
know, you know Matt can name 3 of my songs. Like, this be the weird shit,
Don't
bro.
put me in it. I'm right here rolling up
That's what I'm
dope.
saying. Like,
Don't
bro,
put me
he
in
already
nothing.
named 2.
Don't put me in nothing,
He
Moo.
named
Keep
2
me the
while
fuck out of here.
he named 2 while he been on the
I'm back on
podcast. He named 2 while he been on the podcast, bro.
Get the fuck out of here, nigga. I'm back on Big, nigga.
All I'm trying to say,
He named 2 while he been on the podcast. It's cool though. That door open now. Don't worry about it. That door open now. That door open now.
That's all I'm saying.
That door open. That door open now. It's all love. That door open.
Oh, shit.
That door open.
Porsches on Friday, bitch
That
ass
door
niggas.
open.
Porsches on
Porches, hey, this ain't don't say, hey,
That
Porches
door
on Friday
open.
for sure, man. All I'm saying, I ain't trying to.
That door
downplay,
open.
nigga. I love Reason. I think you talented as fuck. But when you get on the air, you start pointing fingers at the.
I didn't
label
point
and
no
shit.
fingers, bro. I
feature
answered
is gonna
questions.
Make or break your career.
Shout
bro.
out to Dochi. I
And
never
even when you
said
talk
she
about
was.
niggas,
This nigga's a
you-
master
listen,
manipulator, bro. He's a master manipulator.
You know what's funny is the last words Reason used. This was 2023, by the way. He called Musa a master manipulator, which is something that Kendrick used quite a few times in the diss records towards Drake. That must be something they use a lot around at TDE out there in LA and shit, man. All my West Coast folks out there, you know what I'm saying? Y'all be throwing that around kind of heavy. Master manipulator. But yeah, y'all saw that. Like, clearly things weren't going right. And Reason was in a hot seat trying to figure his shit out. He had an album on the way finally, you know what I'm saying? And the album gets stepped on live stream by the president of your label. I mean, who's going to be all that excited to go check your shit out if the nigga that, you know, I don't know if he's the one that signed his paperwork or not, but the people that brought you to the table ain't even like, they're not even excited about you. That's a tough position to be in. And I can only imagine how much, you know, things may have gotten worse between 2023, 2024, where Reason just sitting pretty much on the bench, spectating, and is like, man, I gotta pull a rabbit out the hat, man. I can't continue to be over here. These niggas not interacting with me, not engaging with me, no nothing. What the fuck can I do? How can I squirm my way out of here? So he did what he did, right? He gave Drake some props during the battle. The On the Radar freestyle ended up dropping also around the same time. He went viral for rapping on a Drake beat. They got him the fuck out of there. Now, the question remains, where does Reason go from here? Right? Because I can only imagine how many people would otherwise be somewhat of a Reason fan, but it's kind of like you're in a position where you got to choose between him and your favorite artist, right? Because if he's out here giving props to Drake in the midst of a battle with Kendrick, if you love Kendrick like that, you're clearly not gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna go fuck with Reason. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I can't play both sides. I'm not open to that. Which a lot of people that rock with Kendrick at this current time, that's how they moving. You love SZA, you love Schoolboy Q, you love Isaiah Rashad, J-Rock, Ab-Soul. Like, there's so much over there at TDE for you to be like, shit, I wasn't really checking for Reason like that anyway. That nigga could go the fuck on. But how many people are gonna be checking for him moving forward? You know what I'm saying? It's in such a position now that he got to do songs. He's continuing to do songs with Dreamville niggas just to keep his name alive. You know what I'm saying? Every time I look up, he got a song with Boz or Kaz from Dreamville. Like they keeping him basically afloat. But how many more of those is he gonna get? So he's in a tough position, man. Wish him all the best. I do think he can fucking rap. I do think he's talented. I think he's made some really good songs that could even go beyond just the sphere of like good rapping, but he's made singles that I thought should have been bigger than what they were. But he's just in between a rock and a hard place. I think he would literally need to be signed to like a big company that artists has. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe Rock Nation could bail him out. I doubt that they would though. You know what I'm saying? Stand next to Hove or somebody. Or go sign with like Griselda or some shit. You know what I mean? Somewhere where he could have like a niche audience, but I don't know, brother. You might have done irreparable damage to your career. But again, wishing you the best in your future. Let me know what y'all think down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to become an insider. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more to survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they died of me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.